1945. The war was over. The guns had fallen silent across Europe and the Pacific, and millions of American soldiers were finally coming home. But what awaited them was not just peace, it was the beginning of the transformation that would reshape the United States forever. America stood on the edge of a powerful new era, one defined by rapid economic growth, expanding opportunity, and a vision of life that would come to be known as the American Dream.
Chapter 1: A Nation Ready to Build.
During World War II, American factories had produced tanks, aircraft, and weapons at an unprecedented scale. But when the war ended, those same factories did not shut down. Instead, they transformed. Assembly lines that once built bomber began producing refrigerators, washing machines, and automobiles. This shift marked the beginning of a massive economic boom. Between 1945 and 1960, the US economy nearly doubled in size. Jobs were abundant, wages were rising, and for the first time, many ordinary families could afford modern conveniences that had once been considered luxuries. Chapter 2: The GI Bill Revolution. One law changes everything: the Servicemen Readjustment Act, better known as the GI Bill. It offered returning veterans low interest home loans, money for college, job training, unemployment benefits. Millions of soldiers took advantage of it. By 1956, nearly 8 million veterans had received educational or training benefits, and millions more bought homes. For many families, home ownership was no longer a dream, it was reality. Chapter 3: The Birth of Suburbia. Before the war, most Americans lived in cities or rural farms. But in the late 1940s and 1950s, something new began to spread: suburbs, entire neighborhoods built on former farmland. One of the most famous examples was Levittown, developed by William Levitt. Levittown offered affordable, nearly identical houses, built quickly using assembly line techniques. A small house, a white fence, a backyard, a driveway for thousands of families, it symbolized success. By 1960, one in the three Americans lived in Suburbia. The American dreams now came with a land. Chapter 4: The Age of Consumption. The 1950s became known as the golden age of consumerism. Television sets entered living rooms, supermarkets expanded, shopping centers replaced corner store, car ownership skyrocketed. In 56, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed the Federal Aid Highway Act. It created the Interstate Highway System, the largest public works project in American history. Suddenly, commuting from suburbs to cities became easy. Highways connected families to work, mall, vacation, and opportunity. America was moving literally fast.
Chapter 5: The Hidden Reality.
But the boom was not equal for everyone. Many African American veterans who had fought bravely overseas were denied the same housing loans. Bank practiced redlining. Neighborhood often excluded non-white families. Suburbs grew, but they grew divided. While some families experienced prosperity, others were locked out of opportunity. The American dreams had boundaries, and those boundaries would soon be challenged. Chapter 6: The Pressure to Comfort. Life in suburbia looked perfect. The father worked, the mother stayed home, children played safely on tree lined seats. Television shows reinforced the image of the ideal American family. But beneath the surface, pressure was building. The women who had worked in factories during the war were expected to return home. Teenagers began listening to rock and roll. Cold War fear created anxiety about communism and nuclear war. Behind the tidy lawn and smiling faces, America was changing. Conclusion: the foundation of modern America. The 1950s post-war economic boom reshaped the United States. It built highways, it expanded education, it created suburbia, it fueled consumer culture, but it also exposed inequality and social tension. The neighborhood built during this time still exists. The highways still connect us. The economic politics still influence us. The 1950s were more than just poodle skirt and classic car. They were the foundation of modern America. And the story of Suburbia is still unfolding today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into American history, don't forget to like and subscribe for more powerful stories from the past. Bye.